Hi, Genevieve Jacobs from Region Media with this week's news update. And Canberra Day is upon us. That can mean only one thing, that we need to start giving and thinking about give where we live. The Canberra Day appeal has been the brainchild over the past few years of Hands Across Canberra, which is the peak body that raises funds for a huge number of organisations and great causes here in our home city. Mary Abbey's with me from the MS community. Mary, the MS community will be part of the fundraising efforts this year. Can you start by telling me your own connection and your own story?
Well, I was diagnosed 3 years ago with MS, came completely out of the blue, living a busy life like everybody, and landed basically in a situation where I had no direction, didn't know what to do. And from the community is where I've probably got my legs and gone forward, So from reaching out to people in the community and learning to have new tactics in life.
What's the impact been on you and your family of getting that diagnosis? It must have been a profound shock, I imagine. Yeah. And what's it been like in those last 3 years?
Yeah, for me it was life-changing, of course, in the way that my life was focused around a career, study, lots of kids, and just starting to get on with things. And then all of a sudden I had no focus or purpose, and I found that very debilitating and quite lonely. For my kids, I think a lot of uncertainty and fear as to what was going to come and how mum would be. And it's very much a group effort. So being aware, working together, and finding new directions and places that you can get joy in life and shine.
So the fundraising that will take place as a result of Canberra Day, why is that important? What kind of work does that support within the MS community?
So we're really grateful to Hands Across Canberra because this will give us some access to funds to bring some joy to the lives of MS people. Having community to spend time together is probably one of the most healing things. So sharing your story, people that understand all the aspects of MS, because you've got, things like a lot of pain and a lot of disability, and being amongst people that get it is hugely important. So from Hands Across Canberra's offer to partner with us, it gives us an opportunity to access funds to provide enjoyable experiences like the morning teas, like some meetings, some guest speakers, and to bring the people together of the MS community.
And Peter, this is very much the absolute heart of what Hands Across Canberra does. The rationale is that there are an enormous number of people working hard in this community to benefit a number of very worthy causes where people are vulnerable, they need support, and Hands Across Canberra focuses on making the fundraising easier, more direct, something that allows people to focus on the work that they need to do in their organisations.
Mary's story is just a perfect metaphor for the reason why Hands Across Canberra exists. The concept of belonging is a really easy thing to say, but do we all belong? That's the question. And the Hands Across Canberra, the Canberra Day appeal is to allow us all to say, well, has Canberra been good to us this year? It probably has for many of us. But for those of us that hasn't been good to us, that's been really terrible. So it's the idea that we can work with 80 charities to raise money, and all the money that's donated is matched by Hands Across Canberra and our corporate partners. We've got 80 organisations, most of which people have never heard of, but they're out there doing amazing work like MS to bring people together, to give them a chance in life that they wouldn't otherwise have had. And the idea of giving where you're living is really what we're trying to encourage.
Now, Hands Across Canberra has really built over the years. The message is really coming through that this is about our community, looking after ourselves. So tell us how the Giving Day, it's actually the Giving 2 days, the Giving 48 hours, how does it work?
What it's about, there's a whole bunch of media that's going to go on between now and the 9th of March. The idea of encouraging the charities that we work with to talk to their communities is part of it, but also there's a broadcast message, and Region and other local media are very important to this because there are 400,000 people in Canberra. There's another 50 or 80,000 in our nearby region, all of whom are affected by this. So if we can get the message out broadly and then get it focused specifically on the individual charities that are going to be benefiting from the whole Giving Day experience, all of a sudden we've got $1 million outcome, which is what we're looking for on the 9th of March.
We've seen some amazing results recently that demonstrate the enormous generosity of this community. So the idea of giving where you live, of us supporting each other, of supporting all the charities that make life easier for Canberrans who have a variety of issues going on is such a worthwhile one. So we need to crack on with this, Peter. Now is the time.
canberraday.org.au. But Canberrans are incredibly generous people. But the fact is that the majority of Canberra philanthropic activity goes out of Canberra. So we don't need to encourage Canberrans to give more. We just need to encourage them to give more in Canberra. There are fantastic organisations in Canberra, that most of which we've never heard of. Find them, get involved, canberraday.org.au.
Okay, give where you live and do it now. Now is the time. Also making news on the website this week. We're talking, of course, about the end to the mask regulations. That takes place 6 p.m. on Friday. There are some places where you'll still have to wear masks. So go onto the site and find out what the conditions are and what's changed. We've had a discussion too about public housing. There's been a wide-scale regeneration of our public housing stock, but that is meaning now that some people who've been in public housing for a very long time, for decades even, are being asked to leave their family homes. That's been a really contentious debate, and it's caused a fair bit of angst among the tenants who are having to move out. We've got the latest news on the land releases at Macnamara, one of Canberra's newest suburbs. Fierce competition for those housing lots, and the story of the fabulous and feisty Dawn, who at the age of 72 has gone on a dating show. All that, more power to your arm, Dawn, I say. All that and more is on the website. So we've got a daily update of all the news that's making, all the things that are making news on the Riot Act, but also a weekly newsletter that drops into your inbox every Thursday. So sign up for that and join in the great big Canberra conversation. Much more coming your way from Hands Across Canberra. Please remember, Canberra Day and the appeal, give where you live, give now, give to our community, and let's do this ourselves, Canberra. I'm Genevieve Jacobs, and this is Region Media.